All right, so today we are taking a look at the 5KU aluminum iron sights for the Shadow 2. I'm excited about these because these should be way lighter than the stock ones. We're going to go ahead and weigh them to the stock ones real quick. Okay, sights. These appear to be really nice, except for the screw. The screw is obviously, it's noticeably cheap. And then we have the front sight. I think realistically, the important part to weigh is going to be the sights, because there's going to be a negligible difference between the springs, so I'm not going to weigh the springs. This one does come with 2 springs, so you get a spare spring, which is kind of interesting. Unless they're different, but I don't think they're different. They look to be the same. Get 2 different choices of fibers, yellow or red, or green or orange, whatever way you look. I mean, I think this one looks pretty orange. I'm probably gonna use this orange one because that's kind of cool. I like orange. Now you can look at these two. They look essentially the same. This one has a little bit finer, like lines per inch, basically. They look pretty similar, except for obviously this one is machined, so it's a little bit sharper, less soft than the stock sight is. And front sight, essentially exactly the same, a little bit finer lines per inch on the part that you look at, and then it just looks a little bit higher quality, sharper, not as soft as the stock one is. So we're going to go ahead and take the, let's see, stock one needs to have all the parts. Plus 2 screws, and I don't need to weigh anything else. Yeah, so all the parts for the main sights. So we're zeroed. We're at 16 grams. And for this, we're at 7 grams. So a major difference. The reason why this is important is the Shadow 2 is a very inefficient gun, and as much weight as we can cut as possible is a good idea. So you want to strive to cut as much weight as possible. So these aluminum sights are going to do that. This is especially important if you have green gas magazines. If you're using CO2, the CO2 doesn't really matter that much about the weight. But green gas, this gun does not like to run on green gas, but I like to use green gas. So it's a little bit of a pain, a little bit annoying. Now, I think I'm going to do this off camera, the fiber optic, but you just take a lighter, you heat it up until it turns into like a little bulb, and then you pull it tight until it's good, basically. Yeah, I think that's good. Now we need to cut the other side so it's the proper length. So we're just going to make a little mark on it. That way we know it has been cut. So put it in. And this is important. We need to line up this side that we're going to look at exactly how we want it, because once we melt the other side, there's no going back, basically. Ooh, that was really bad. Okay, now it's on there. It's permanent. It's not going to move. It is how it is. I do like how it's orange. I am a fan of orange. That's my favorite color. We can probably melt the back side a tiny bit. Okay, so that is good to go. We can put that on the gun now. Okay, so on my seal project slide, this was a very loose fit to put the stock one in the front. However, it's a very tight fit on the 5KU to put the stock sight in front. Because on my, sorry, I should have phrased it better. On my seal project slide, I have a stock sight in the front, and it was a very loose fit to put the stock sight in the front. On the 5KU slide, I obviously don't have one. I did try, like, I sort of tested the stock sight, and it is a very tight fit to put the stock sight on the 5KU slide. This is the 5KU front sight. We shall see how tight it is to put this in here. Oh, and that's actually, honestly, that is perfect. Because it's not loose, but it's not so tight you have to file it down. So that's actually really nice. I'm a big fan of that. So that is a win for sure. However, we do want to make sure that this is all the way on there, which it's not. I don't think it's quite all the way in. No, it's all the way in. So that's actually nice. This pin, we shall see if this pin fits in here good. Okay. A little bit of a tight fit. All right, so we have successfully got the pin in there. Now the only issue is, now that the pin is in there, it is a little bit of a loose fit. So it was just not lined up was the issue. So you can see it just kind of fell out on its own. So now it goes through super easy peasy. So we just need to put a little tiny dab of super glue in there. Okay, so I have this Loctite gel super glue, which is very nice, although this might not be the best choice for this task. Okay. Then that's pretty good. I will try to scoop up any little tiny bits of super glue though. Okay, so that should hold pretty good. Shouldn't have to worry about that. Now for the rear sight, now on my seal project I had to shim it. I think this will be a different scenario because it seemed pretty tight. Yeah, I won't need to shim this, I don't think, which is a big deal because I was very upset about the seal project slide needing to have a shim for the rear sight to fit. In this case, it just fits, which is nice. Okay. We need to put a spring back here. No, we should be able to do that after we get started. It'll be probably easier. Let's see. Definitely a tight fit. And this spring has to go in there when we tap it in, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Let's actually see if we have a little piece of cardboard we can stick in there. Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, spring is successfully where it needs to be. I'm going to do the old flip around thing, but I can't do it on camera. But I'm going to tap the slide and have this on the table. All right, it's definitely very, very, very tight. We're going to put some lube to help it along its way. Maybe a little bit too much lube. It'll be fine. The good thing is once it's on there, it's never going to come off. It is very tight. We have done it. It is on there perfect now. That lube will just get cleaned up later, or it'll just fall away as I shoot. I had to pound it into the wood quite a bit, so it is a little bit gross now. Okay, so we can tighten down the elevation now. I'm gonna need 0 elevation, so that's going all the way down to the bottom. And then we need to tighten down these screws, even though they're really not going to be doing anything with how tight it is. We're going to tighten them down anyways. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So sights are on there, which is nice. Took a little bit more work than I expected. Now we can put it on to see how it looks when it's all complete, which will be nice. And I definitely am happy that these sights are a tight fit, because that was upsetting with the, because this is the Seal Project slide. This slide is like more than twice as expensive. I had to put shims in the rear sight for it to fit. Whereas this one, it just is tight, which is good. You want it to be tight. That is the preferable way to have your things, so you can shave off material if needed. They look exactly like the stock sights, except for obviously they are made out of aluminum instead of pot metal, which is good. That's what we want. So yeah, that is basically my video. There's not much else to talk about, really, to be honest with you. They're just sights. I am happy how tight of a fit they are and how lightweight they are, and they seem to be good, especially the rear sight. I was pounding on the rear sight real hard, and it doesn't seem to have taken any sort of damage, which is nice. So that is my video. Have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you. And make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.